Sakka Panha Sutta, Sakka's questions. Digha Nikaya, DN 21, translated by Bhikkhu Sujato, reading from suttacentral.net, Tuesday, December 27th, 2022. So I have heard. At one time, the Buddha was staying in the land of the Magadhans. East of Rajagaha, there is a Brahmin village named Ambasanda, north of which, on Mount Vediyaka, is the Indasala cave. Now at that time, Sakka, the Lord of Gods, became eager to see the Buddha. He thought, where is the Blessed One at present, the perfected one, the fully awakened Buddha? He saw that the Buddha was at the Indasala cave and addressed the gods of the 33. Good sirs, the Buddha is staying in the land of the Magadhans at the Indasala cave. What if we were to go and see that Blessed One, the perfected one, the fully awakened Buddha? Yes, Lord, replied the gods. Then Sakka addressed the fairy Pancasikkha. Dear Pancasikkha, the Buddha is staying in the land of the Magadhans at the Indasala cave. What if we were to go and see that Blessed One, the perfected one, the fully awakened Buddha? Yes, Lord, replied the fairy Panchasikha. Taking his arched harp made from the pale timber of wood apple, he went as Sakka's attendant. Then Sakka went at the head of a retinue consisting of the gods of the 33 and the fairy Panchasikha. As easily as a strong person would extend or contract their arm, he vanished from the heaven of the gods of the 33 and landed on Mount Vediyaka north of Ambasanda. Now at that time, a dazzling light appeared over Mount Vediyaka and Ambasanda, as happens through the glory of the gods. People in the villages round about, terrified, shocked, and awestruck, said, Mount Vediyaka must be on fire today, blazing and burning. Oh, why has such a dazzling light appeared over Mount Vediyaka and Ambasanda? Then Sakka addressed the fairy Panchasikha. My dear Panchasikha, it's hard for one like me to get near the realized ones while they are on retreat practicing absorption, enjoying absorption. But if you were to charm the Buddha first, then I could go to see him. Yes, Lord, replied the fairy Panchasikha. Taking his arched harp made from the pale timber of wood apple, he went to the Indasala cave. When he had drawn near, he stood to one side, thinking, this is neither too far nor too near, and he will hear my voice. Panchasikha's song. Standing to one side, Panchasikha played his arched harp and sang these verses on the Buddha, the teaching, the Sangha, the perfected ones, and sensual love. My lady Suryavachasa, O my sunshine, I pay homage to your father Timbaru, through whom was born a lady so fine, to fill me with a joy I never knew. As sweet as a breeze to one who is sweating, or when thirsty, a sweet and cooling drink. So dear is your shining beauty to me, just like the teaching is to all the saints. Like a cure when you are struck by fever dire, or food to ease the hunger pain. Come on, darling, please put out my fire, quench me like water on a flame. As elephants burning in the heat of summer sink down in a lotus pond to rest, so cool, full of petals and of pollen, that is how I would plunge into your breast. Like elephants bursting bonds in rutting season, beating off the pricks of lance and pikes, I just don't understand what is the reason I'm so crazy for your shapely thighs. For you, my heart is full of passion. I am in an altered state of mind. There is no going back. I'm just not able. I am like a fish that's hooked up on the line. Come on, my darling. Hold me, fair of thighs. Embrace me with your so bashful eyes. Take me in your arms, my lovely lady. That's all I would ever want or could desire. Ah, then my desire was such a small thing, my sweet, with your curling wavy hair. Now, like to arhants an offering, it's grown so very much from there. Whatever the merit I have forged by giving to such perfected beings, may that, my altogether gorgeous, ripen in togetherness with you. Whatever the merit I have forged in this vast territory, may that, my altogether gorgeous, ripen in togetherness with you. Absorbed, the Sakyan meditates, unified, alert, and mindful. The sage seeks the deathless state, like me, O my sunshine, aiming for you. And just like the sage would be rejoicing, were he to awaken to the truth, so I would be rejoicing, lady, were I to end up as one with you. If Sakka were to grant me just one wish, as Lord of the Holy 33, my darling, you are the only one I would wish for. So strong is the love I hold for you. Like a freshly blossoming sal tree, is your father, my lady, so wise. I pay homage to him, bowing down humbly to he whose daughter is of such a kind. When Panchasikha had spoken, the Buddha said to him, Panchasikha, the sound of the strings and the sound of your voice blend well together so that neither overpowers the other. But when did you compose these verses on the Buddha, the teaching, the Sangha, the perfected ones, and sensual love? This one time, sir, when you were first awakened, you were staying near Uruvela at the goatherd's banyan tree on the bank of the Niranjara river. And at that time, I was in love with the lady named Bhadda Suryavachasa, the daughter of the fairy king Timbaru. But the sister desired another. It was Matali, the charioteer's son, named Sikhaddi, who she loved. Since I could not win that sister by any means, I took my arched harp to Timbaru's home, where I played those verses. When I finished, Suryavachasa said to me, Dear sir, I have not personally seen the Buddha, but I did hear about him when I went to dance for the gods of the 33 in the Hall of Justice. Since you extol the Buddha, let us meet up today. And that is when I met up with that sister. But we have not met since.